Today is February 8th, and as usual, I'll be taking a look at the new items on Halo Infinite Store and determining whether or not they're worth your money. So how's it going, Magpies? I'm Magpie Leon, and let's jump straight in. Now, my expectations for the shop this week were low, and after hearing Tactical Ops doesn't actually begin until next month, they were even lower. And it's a good job I had those low expectations, as the shop today is very disappointing. Every new item is an individual item, no bundles, which means we have a drastic lack of content compared to prior weeks. We still only have one daily item, which is still just as disappointing as ever, and the items that are here aren't really that great. There's just more examples of how to not do individual items well. There is one good thing, and we will talk about that obviously in a moment, but let's go over the items. We've got the Setting Sun weapon coating, the Perfect Circle armor effect, the Longhorn vehicle model, and the Estate Gold armor coating. We'll start with the Setting Sun weapon coating because that is the daily item. It's a rocket launcher skin that costs 300 credits. Now, the skin is fine, it's not really that bad. I think it's a bit different compared to most other rocket launch coatings, but I don't really know if I'd consider 300 credits a fair price. It is one skin for one gun. Again, I'm going to draw a comparison to Fortnite, which in that game you can get a weapon wrap for all of your weapons for just 300 V-Bucks. The fact that you only get one weapon coating for one weapon in Halo Infinite for the same price, I think is abysmal. You don't even get it for like a couple of guns. Maybe it could be for a theme of weapons, similar to how Gears of War has it, how like maybe you could get it for explosive weapons, so you just get this coating for the rocket launcher and the Hydra or something like that, or just power weapons. But no, you get it for a single weapon, and for that, I don't think it's worth 300 credits. I think maybe 200 would be a bit better. I just think 300 is way too much. If you were to buy this, you'd have to buy 500 credits at the bare minimum, and then you'd have 200 left, which isn't really going to get you anything. I just honestly think 300 credits for such a minimal item, like for such a lack of content, you get one weapon coating, 300 just isn't worth it. However, in contrast to that, we've got the Perfect Circle armor effect. Now, this is something different. This is quite unique. It's a halo ring that goes above the player's head. It's this holographic halo ring that rotates around, and it's obviously Zeta Halo because it's got the crack in it. And this also costs 300 credits, but I actually think this is worth it because this is something new. It's not something you'd see in other Halo games. It's not just a rocket launcher with a different coat of paint. It's actually something quite unique, and for that reason I think 300 credits is actually a good price for this item. What is annoying is it was obviously supposed to be part of a bundle from the other week, but they decided to break it off so they could sell some of the items individually, and I think that's really scummy. However, I don't mind paying 300 credits for an item like this, and I think that's a fair price point. It's just crazy how, for the same price, you could waste your money on a rocket launch coating that isn't worth it. Anyway, next up we've got the Longhorn vehicle model. This is a skull that goes on your Warthog, and it costs 600 credits. It costs almost the same price as the Battle Pass for a skull that goes on your Warthog. Yeah, no, I don't think that's worth it either. Don't get me wrong, again, I think this item is okay, but it doesn't make any significant change to the Warthog. There's no coating provided here or anything to go with it. It doesn't even come for like the Rocket Warthog as well. It's just an item for the normal Warthog, and for that reason, I do not think it's worth 600 credits. $6 for something that you will only see if you're driving the Warthog, which is only on a few maps, by the way, so it's not exactly something you're going to see all the time anyway. And finally, we have the Estate Gold armor coating. I thought it was crazy how like some of the armor coatings during the Samurai event, or like the only coating that was available individually, cost 400 credits. This costs 600. Now, fair enough, it is one of the better armor coatings in the game. It stands out, it's got this nice metallic material, it's a blue and gold coating, and it is one of the better ones. But when there's bundles that contain coatings that, you know, are arguably better, that might cost less than this, or, you know, just a little bit more but contain other items, 600 credits is a ridiculous price. I just think 343 are handling individual items terribly. I'm baffled by the fact that someone looked at this and thought these prices were okay. And of course, some of you watching this might disagree and might think that I'm being too negative and whatnot, but I really could not care, unfortunately, because these prices are ridiculous and we seriously need to see some actual changes to the shop. I don't think these prices on these items are going to be reduced, but I think items in the future should definitely cost much less. Well, much less is obviously a bit of an exaggeration, but they should definitely cost a little bit less because these prices are just unfair. For the Estate Gold coating, you'd have to buy 1,000 credits, you'd be left with 400, which, yeah, maybe I guess you could get one more item. I just don't think 600 is a fair price point for the Longhorn thing, for their Estate Gold armor coating. They're not worth it. The only thing on the shop today that I could see actually being worth it is the Perfect Circle armor effect. On that, all the items are individual, so the shop is terrible. It is awful and might be one of the worst weeks we've seen yet. I doubt we're going to see anything decent in the daily items, so I'm really not looking forward to it, and every single day I log onto this game and look at this shop, I feel a piece of me slowly start to crumble away, because it's just terrible. I would love to know what 343 based off. Did they look at other live service games as an example? Because they clearly mustn't have, or else the prices would be fine. Fortnite, I think, is still the like gold standard for how to run a shop like this. The prices seem fair for the items you're getting. Obviously, now and again, there's something where it's like, is it really worth that much? But overall, I think Fortnite does its prices really well. Even some other games on the market, I think, do the prices great. Halo Infinite is not one of those games. It hurts me to say that because I do love this game, believe it or not. I play it every day, but the shop's pathetic, especially when this is the primary way right now to get cosmetics. I think it should be fair. I think there should be more items available. I mean, the shop system just sucks. Anyway, that's everything from me today. If you have enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new here. I'm aiming for 1,000 subs by the end of the year, and I'm hoping we can reach 700 by the end of February. As I say in all these videos right now, the support on the channel has been absolutely insane, and I can't thank you all enough. It really, really does mean a lot to me. I didn't even think I'd reached the current point we're at, but we got a long way to go yet. Thank you all again, and I'll catch you in the next one.